Mughal, the empire for all. Mughal, the empire for all. Mughal, the empire for all. The Third Gunpowder Empire to develop from Turkic nomadic origins,
spanning over 1.2 million square miles,
controlling the majority of northern India and modern-day Pakistan in the 16th and 17th centuries.
This is the Mughal Empire.
Are you tired of your everyday, ordinary empire? Are you looking for one with outstanding rulers and astonishing achievements? Well, do we have an empire for you? Throughout the reign of the Mughal Empire, there were various leaders who each contributed differently to the development of a strong national culture. They worked to unite the subcontinent under one religion and create a strong nationalistic feel through sponsoring art and different building projects. Some rulers were better administrators than others, but the better ones surely represented the majority and were able to create a nation that drew everyone in for trade. Visitors to the empire were consistently astounded by the beautiful way the empire was upkept.
The Mughal Empire is a powerhouse on the subcontinent of India. Their first ruler, Babur, was a tactful military leader who came from a mixed Mongol and Turkic background, who happened to be extremely cultured. In spite of his mixed background, most of Babur's followers were from Turkic nomadic origin. Backed by a great and loyal military force, he was such a strong power that without meaning to, he laid the groundwork for a long-lasting and powerful dynasty. Luckily for all of you, being the last of the gunpowder empires to exist, Mughal was founded based around the mistakes and successes set before them. The conquering and founding of this empire on the extraordinarily lush subcontinent could not have been more appropriate. While fighting alongside his troops in battle, Babur still took advantage of the empire's land and encouraged the empire to thrive artistically and worked extremely hard to plant gardens and make the area look presentable. Though, sadly, Babur did little to improve the bureaucratic system of Mughal. Following Babur's death, there was a brief period of instability during the reign of Humayun. Though Humayun's son proved to be a remarkable military leader, and, thankfully for everyone, one with an impressive vision for the empire. It was Akbar who really provided the basis for how the empire would be over the following centuries. If you're creative and love art, you will love Akbar. With his patronization of the arts and administration, he built up a great view of the empire. While working for the empire as a whole, he even managed to find time for the little guys by launching social reforms that would improve conditions across the empire for all people. Even then, he worked on religious tolerance and tried to create a universalistic religion which could please everyone. Wow! This religion, called Din-e-Ilahi, would unite both Muslim and Hindu religions. Unfortunately, this attempt at uniting one aspect of the empire was rejected. Still, before his death, Akbar succeeded in creating a great civil peace across the empire. In the light of his death, Mughal India continued to prosper just for you. Akbar's successors made India an impressive and desirable destination for traders. Mughal India's textile cloth market appealed greatly to the West for its inexpensivity and its washableness. Traders from Europe came to Mughal and basked in the glory and size of all major Mughal cities. Even the armies, complete with their own elephants, intimidated visitors to the subcontinent. What glory! All of these factors led to the association of Mughal India as somewhat of a paradise on earth.
Oh, excuse me, miss.
Oh, me?
Yeah, can you tell us about your favorite part of the Mughal Empire?
Oh, I love the Mughal Empire. I love going to the trading hubs and looking at all the beautiful textiles. I never know which one to pick. Like this one. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Expansion of an empire can be taxing on anyone. But don't you worry, the Mughals were able to expand their empire while still being a dominant force. If that isn't impressive, I don't know what is. The Mughals were definitely a force to be reckoned with. Before the Mughal Empire became such a prominent force, and it started out with just the ambition of a kid named Babur. This ambition would drive Babur to create the great Mughal Empire that would last for an astonishing 300 years. But wait, there's more. Babur's forces had such advanced technology that he was able to conquer not only the Muslim Lodi dynasty, but also defeat a Hindu confederation, allotting his empire the majority of the Indus and Ganges plains. And on top of that, despite the invasions that occurred after the death of the great leader Babur, the Mughal Empire persevered, allowing for very successful invasions into India that restored the empire's control. And if that doesn't convince you that the Mughals were dominating power, just listen to this. In the height of the Mughal Empire, the ruler Akbar was able to defeat the pressure created by Mughal enemies. But that's not all. Akbar began his military conquests at the age of 14. Yes, you heard me right. He was only 14 when he led the Mughal army to victory against their enemies. These conquests not only allowed Akbar to fend off the Mughal enemies that had been threatening the empire, but it also allowed him to stabilize the country. Wow, that's impressive. A little while after Akbar's rule had ended, Aurangzeb strove to conquer all of India and achieved this goal. Side effects of conquering all of India may include the following: the draining of the treasury, the weakening of the military, internal revolt, and eventual decline of the empire. But enough of that. Conquering India was definitely no small feat. The power of the Mughal Empire's military is unquestionable, and its impressive accomplishments are just one of the many reasons why the Mughal Empire is the best one of all of them. Excuse me, sir. What's your favorite thing about the Mughal Empire?
I'd have to say the military forces. They're really inspirational and really strong, and having such a strong leader like Akbar makes me feel really safe here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now everyone loves money, and the Mughal Empire certainly had a lot of it. You may be tired of some empires telling you they have a great economy, but can they tell you that they had a quarter of the world's GDP? That's right. It is estimated that the Mughal Empire produced over 25% of the world's economic activity. That's something you can't get with any other empire. Where does this come from, you ask? Let's see what the Mughal economy was based off of.
Everyone knows about Indian agriculture, which was needed to sustain its large population. But under the Mughals, manufacturing and trade boomed. Textiles, you need them. You wear them every day, were produced in huge quantities. Cotton, silk, you name it, the Mughals made it. But that's not all. Spices, sugar, and opium also helped rake in the cash. When you make things someone has to buy, that's where the trade comes in.
Europeans are known for their naval trade, but their goods have to come from somewhere. Once Indian goods broke into European trade, they couldn't get enough. With the help of government policies under emperors like Akbar, Indian manufacturing worked perfectly alongside naval trade. Emperor Jahangir even let the British build their own factories in India. Talk about economic partnership. It's undeniable that a large portion of the population were impoverished. But who cares when so much money was being made? The Mughal economy was huge, powerful, and all around important, whether you live in India, China, or Europe.
Hello?
What's your favorite part of the Mughal Empire?
I was just thinking about that. Well, I love the booming economy. It keeps me up off my feet. Last, but definitely not least, let's touch upon some social aspects. All the ladies at home will love this one. Are you tired of your drunken husband coming home around the early hours of the morning and disturbing you and your sleeping children? Well, you are in luck. Akbar believed in regulating the consumption of alcohol. But wait, there's more. He encouraged widow remarriage, so do not worry. If your man passes, you can move on to the next one. And don't worry about your daughter. Akbar discouraged child marriages, so she can stay at home and be your little helper a little longer. Tired of staying home all day? Akbar also believed in creating special market days for you, woman. Do you love art? Well, I'm sure you do. Who doesn't? The Mughal Empire has been working to expand painting workshops for miniatures and build great architectural works. Our most famous work so far has been Shah Jahan's Taj Mahal. And I'm sure there's more where that came from. We love blending the best in Persian and Hindu traditions, so come see what we have in store for you. Hey, women of the court. The wives of some administrators have been given important roles and influence in the government. So come here and maybe some issues you have been dealing with will be fixed. For example, Nur Jahan, Jahangir's wife, dominated the empire for a time through her faction. Mumtaz Mahal, wife of Shah Jahan, also amassed power. Hurry, come now. This offer only lasts for a short time. You never know if child marriage will go more popular, if widow remarriage will die out, or if sati will again spread among the upper classes. What's your favorite part of the Mughal Empire?
Let me think. I'd have to say the art and the architecture that's been sponsored by our leaders has just made this empire so much more beautiful and has really improved our image to the rest of the world.
Wow, I agree. Thank you. And now let's go live to Delhi Mughal to see what the citizens have to say about these social reforms.
Finally, Akbar's regulations are letting me sleep soundly. My husband used to come home late at night and disturb my sleeping children. Now I don't have a worry in the world thanks to our wonderful leadership. And it's something you could have so easily just by coming to Mughal.
I'm just relieved that my wife can continue living a normal life after my death. I used to be so scared to die, but now I'm not. And men, you shouldn't be either. I'm also thankful that my little girl has an opportunity at an innocent childhood. I married my wife when she was 11. But not all situations work out as well as mine did. I can only hope that these regulations continue so that my daughter has a chance of being seen for who she really is.
Excuse me, ma'am. How do you feel about the open market days for women?
Oh, I just couldn't live without these days away from my house. It allows me to navigate through the marketplace without having to push my way through the large crowds. I also get a chance to meet with other women and have the freedom to walk around town with people just like me.
I just think the Taj Mahal is a great symbol of our wonderful empire. Its large size allows it to be seen from far away and reminds everyone of the success and prosperity of our beautiful empire. Excuse me, sir! Do you have anything you'd like to say about Mughal?
So, everyone come on to Mughal right now before this opportunity is vanished. Long live Mughal, the empire for all! This is a public service announcement. The Mughal Empire has so many opportunities for people all over the world. You may come for trade, especially our remarkable and trademark cotton textiles, but we promise you that you will stay for our art, sightseeing, visiting our beautiful Taj Mahal, freedom, and so much more. The Mughal Empire is a great place to do so many different things. The possibilities are endless. You can come and raise a family, or live out your dreams of working in a powerful and successful military, alongside some of the greatest military leaders and administrators in the world. You can come to trade your beautifully designed textiles for different foreign goods from a variety of different places, both near and far. Or you can come to just appreciate the beauty that is our empire. Whatever reason you're coming to the Mughal Empire for, we ensure you that you're going to be mystified by everything that we have to offer you. Mughal is definitely the empire for all.
Its many different accomplishments, as seen through its success in its distinctive culture, its ability to expand, its booming economy, and its drastic changes in social structure, clearly show the Mughal Empire as a prominent and influential one. It greatly affected not only the lives of the people that lived during its reign, but everyone who lived following it.
Therefore, we are certain that the Mughal Empire was the most important empire of the early modern period. So come on down to Mughal Empire to experience a great empire and the many wonderful people that it's comprised of.
For more information regarding the Mughal Empire, call our representatives at Mughal for All.
That was the Mughal Empire.
You said Mughal so fast. You're like Mughal.
Oh, thank God.
Mughal, the empire for all. Mughal, the empire for all. Mughal, the empire for all.